This is the extended video of the Backstage view. This is tutorial 2C. If you haven't seen the previous versions of the video, you need to go and watch tutorial 2A, tutorial 2B. Now we'll carry on where we left off on the last video. So you go to the Backstage, which is the File tab. You come down to the options. Now these options are same as the ones in the older versions of Word, like from 2003 previous. You'd go to Tools Options. Now you just go to the Backstage View options. You've got your general, your categories down here. We'll start with your general view. These are simply turn on, turn off. Now I don't like the show mini toolbar on selection, so on my system I would turn it off. I find it annoying, but it is a good tool, and especially for new users. So some people like it, some don't. If you want it on, just put a tick in it, leave it on. Enable live preview, I do like that, because I like to see what the formatting is going to look like before I actually apply it, and the styles especially, so I really like that. Color schemes, this is the color scheme for just the Microsoft group. So if I click that down there and say black, and then I just say OK to this box, notice now all the windows, Word, PowerPoint, Excel would look like that. It's a personal preference thing. You just set the color that you like. I like the silver, I think it's pleasing to the eye, so I would just leave it as silver. But it's just knowing that you can change it according to what you like. Down here you've got your username and your initials. That's usually in by default, but if it isn't, just put your own name in. You can open emails in full screen reading view. If you like the full screen reading view, just put a tick in there. I don't like it, so I'll just leave it as it is. Display. This category is showing you what you're going to see on screen. Show white space between pages in print layout view. Show the highlighter marks and show document tooltips to hover. I love the tooltips, so I would turn that on, and rest I'll leave on anyway. These little fellas here, these are what we refer to as formatting codes, but a lot of people call them non-printing characters. It depends who you're talking to, but I've done a video all about them. It's tutorial 6 format codes. Go check that out, because you need to understand what these codes are all about. You can turn them on and off here, so you could say I just want to see the tab characters or the spaces or whatever, but the main way of turning them on and off is in the main screen. You go to the Home tab, you go down to the paragraph group, and you've got a little button there, look, and it says Show and Hide. Just click the Show and Hide button. There you go, look, that's your formatting codes. But do check that previous video, like I say, tutorial 6 format codes. You need to understand what them codes are all about, so it's a good video just to bring you up to date on them. Now these ones down here, printing options, it's just saying what you can print in Word. By default, print drawings created in Word is on, the rest aren't on. But if you're doing like a web page and you've got background colours and images, you would have to come in here and turn this on, print background colours and images. Print document properties, I use that a lot, because sometimes I just want the document properties, nothing else. I need to know the author and how many words, things like that. Print hidden text, update fields before printing, and update linked data before printing. These used to be on by default, but they're not no more, so if you want them on, you have to turn them on. Hidden text, I use hidden text a lot, but I certainly wouldn't want to be printing it. The proofing section, this is where you've got your autocorrect. Now a lot of people email us and say, oh, I'm looking for my autocorrect, where has it gone? You know, it's still here, it's just in the options, which is in Backstage options, and then the proofing, autocorrect. Now my typing isn't up to date, and it ain't that good really, so these options here are vital for me. So correct to initial capitals, when I would want that on. Capitalize first letter of sentences, capital first letter in tables, capitalized name of days, and correct accidental usage of cap locks. I use all them guys, so I'll leave them on. Replace as you type, well, for me this is absolutely fantastic. It means if you type here, like on this bit here, you've got open bracket C, close bracket, press space and it'll replace the copyright symbol. And you've got lots of them guys down here, you need to have a little look. It was designed for spelling errors, and it is really good. Um, if I just show you something, I use this to drop all sorts in, but if I use DB for instance, and then I type my full name, now I hit the add button and then I say OK, and then we'll say OK to that as well. Okay, now we're in the document, imagine, and you're typing away, you're typing away blah blah blah, and then you just say DB spacebar. How cool is that? It drops stuff in seconds. I use it for addresses, I use it for long company names, I use it for just about anything, to be honest with you. It is really good. I use it as a time saver. But just, have a little look, have a little play with it. The only thing I'd say, just be careful on the abbreviations you're using, because if you are using, like my initials, DB, if I'm using DB and somebody's using DB as database, they couldn't type DB on my system because as they did, my name would pop in. So then I would have to abbreviate it like some DB1 or DB2 and just get round it that way. But it's still a magnificent way of working. Underneath the autocorrect options, you've got the when correcting spellings. This is just your spell check options, really. So you've got ignore words in uppercase. Straight, forward, common sense. So if you want them, put a tick in. See, I like the repeated words. I like that on. So it is just put a tick in it. Custom dictionaries. You come down here. Down further down, I have to just lift that up a little bit. This is where you get the little yellow and green wiggly lines underneath the words. So you've got hide spelling errors in the document. That's the red wiggly line, and then you've got hide grammar. That's the green wiggly line. And you do get a blue one sometimes. That's inconsistency of formatting. But you just put these ticks on if you want them, turn them off if you don't. Save options, this is where you save everything. Save file in format. By default it saves it as a docx. If you were working with people who's got 2007 and 2003, you would then change it to Word 97 2003. The downside of using this one is if you're using this system and you use a new feature in Word 2010, the document will tell you you're about to lose that formatting because they don't support the stuff that you've put in there. So that's the only issue that you've got, really. Auto save, I'm putting it back just to normal doc. Auto recovery every 3 minutes. I've got it every 3 minutes, guys, because of the videos, because I'm using versions, things like that, so I need to show the video so I have it quicker. But it's usually 10-15 minutes. But you can set it to what you want. Keep the last autosave version, that's the location it'll save it in. Default file location, this is brilliant. We've got it into documents, but if I'm working on a project and I'm developing courses, I would put a folder on my desktop and then I would default everything to that one folder. Nice little time saver. Good. Editing, check out files, for the server draft location on the computer, office document cache, and that's telling you the location of it. This is a good system. This is good. You can embed fonts. Now that's really good if you're sending it out to people who haven't got the fonts. Then you would just do that, embed fonts in the file. That's really good. Language, straightforward stuff, guys. UK language, LP's language as well. You wouldn't want to be reading that, or I wouldn't want to be reading that in Chinese because I can't understand it. Advanced, this, guys, way too many for me to walk you through it, because this option, it is literally, there's loads of choices in here. You've got typing replaces selected text. Be careful of that one, guys, because that's when you're in a document and imagine that you've got your document set up. You've changed the document properties like bold, italic, whatever, and then you don't remove that highlight. If you don't remove that highlight and you accidentally touch the keyboard, bang, you've just overwrote that text. You've just wiped it out, not even known you've done it. So when you're working with your selected text, you highlight the text, you do what you've got to do with it, and you remove the text. Or you turn that option off in the advanced feature, and that's just take the tick out. Now that wouldn't happen. So it's, you know, you need to have a little look at it. These are straightforward. I'm not going to go through them all, guys, because there's way too many. Have a little look at how many there is. There's a couple of hundred, I would imagine. Never counted them, but these are a lot of them. So what you need to do, you need to come in here and you need to have a little look through these options and say, yeah, I like that, no, I don't like that, and just turn them on and off. Where it says here, look, when selecting, automatically select the entire word. For me, I love that. Allow text to be dragged and dropped. I love that, but again, some people don't like it, do you mean? But you just come in, put a tick in what you want, take a tick off if you don't like it. Customize your ribbon, guys. This is I'm gonna do a video on this one all of its own. So there will be a ribbon, there'll be a video on how to customize the ribbon and how to make new tabs. Quick access toolbar, this is worth a mention. I have mentioned it in previous videos, but it's still worth a show you how to do it. These are the commands that you can have, most popular commands. Now if we scroll down here and let's say we say there you go, insert page and section breaks. I'll select that and then I'll hit the add button. Now notice I've put it now into the quick access toolbar. It's not up there yet, okay, but the minute I say okay, notice it's now there. Can you see it? Brilliant. Now when I want to, I can come in here, quick access, I can come in here and I can change the order of that, so I can move that up so it's at the beginning. So I can put these in order as I want them to come across here. Yeah, I'll say okay to that and thingling jack down there, and now it's at the end. Yeah, to remove that I just can point at that, right click, say remove, and that just removes it. Yeah, now if you click on the file and you say options, quick access again, we're going to there. Yeah, I've just got rid of that. The add-ins, it's got the more advanced features here. I'll do a video on it later on, but for you at this point, unless you're an advanced user of course, I'm not going to walk through it now. I haven't got the time factor, and I will show you a video like I've said later on. Trust centers also, I'll do a video just on trust center, but that's it for now, guys, on the options.